Hello, my name is Ines Selevkina and our today's topic will be musical intervals. Why intervals? Why do we study intervals in music? Because actually all music is made of intervals. One tone doesn't say us much. But if I play two tones, it is already a story about courage and fighting and energy. Very different story that we hear now. This is a story about a sad complaint, plea, weeping. Also, if I play two tones simultaneously, they can make us feel tensed, like this, or they can make us feel relaxed, like this, and friendly. Or mysteriously, like this. So, did I make you curious? Let's go then. An interval is a distance between two tones, two musical tones. But this distance we don't measure in inches or centimeters. We measure it with tones. And please notice, we don't have a zero. Our first tone of interval is always number 1. And then we just count letters of our musical alphabet. Look, the second tone from A is B. The third is C. Of course, we can use any tone as the bottom of the interval. For example, a third from C is C, D, E. The fourth from D is D, E, F, G. The fifth from E is B. Now I suggest that you put this video on pause and try to find yourself the following intervals. Now let's review the answers. I hope you get all the right answers. In Europe, by the way, we like to give the intervals Italian names. Terza, quarta, and so on. We begin today with the smallest interval unison, or prima in Italian. If I play it on the piano, you would say that I'm kidding you. This is not an interval, this is just one tone. In fact, these are two tones, but they are the same. When you are tuning the guitar, for example, you can hear it better if you play an E or on the first and the second string. The second from A is B. If I play them simultaneously, it sounds surprised, unsettled. The second from B is C. It's also the second, but it sounds different, more annoyed, anxious. Did you hear? Why is that? Let's see. Here you can see a piano keyboard. All the white keys correspond with our musical alphabet, and between them, here and there, we see the black keys in groups of 2 or 3. If we look closely, we can see that the distance between A and B is bigger than between B and C. There is a black key between A and B. That makes this distance a whole tone. There is no black key between B and C though. That makes the distance between them a semitone, the smallest distance possible. On guitar, it's the distance between two neighboring frets. So the distance between B and C is smaller, therefore we call it a minor second. While the distance between A and B is bigger, therefore we call it the major second. Now, can you find another minor second between the two white keys on this picture? Right, it's the second between E and F. The interval of a third sounds very different. It is warm, beautiful, a real treat to our ears. That's why the thirds are very often used in duets or back vocal, because we can listen to them endlessly. Just listen to this. These were all the thirds, except the last one that was unison. It is very simple to find a third on the piano. You just skip one key. A third from C is E. And a third from D is F. Do they sound the same? No. The first one is warm and bright, and the other one is somber. If we count the semitones in between, we'll see that between the C and E, there are 4 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 2 tones, we can say. Between D and F, there are only 3 semitones. 1, 2, 3. Or a tone and a half. Therefore, CE is a major third and DF is a minor third. Now, let's try to find out the rest of the thirds. Are they major or minor? Just stop the video and write it down, please. Now, let's review. Indeed, EG is a minor third. FA is a major. GB also major. AC a minor third. And BD also a minor third. The fourths sound energetic, obstinate. Listen. These were all the fourths. Let's see now whether we can find the major and minor fourths. This is C, F, and this is the fourth D, G. To me, they sound alike. Let's count the semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here, between D and G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, they are the same. We call them perfect fourth, same as E, A. But if we play F, B, we hear a different sound, rather rough and unfriendly. This is a very special interval, tritone, or augmented fourth, because it is bigger than all the other fourths and consists precisely of 3 tones. Because of its restless sound, tritone was forbidden to use in the medieval and Renaissance music and got a nickname Diabolus in musica, the devil in music. The fifth has a really perfect, mantric ancient sound. This perfect sound has something to do with the natural laws of acoustics. Actually, every pitch consists not only of the main tone, but also some overtones, and one of them is the perfect fifth. If I play a low C on the piano, we hear not only this C, but also, much more softly, its overtones, harmonics. So, C, C, G, C, E, G, B flat, C, D, E. All these are the harmonics, the first 10 harmonics that we hear clearly with the main tone C. I can prove it if I press silently the G key, which is the second overtone for the low C. This way I make the string free to vibrate, and then take the main tone low C. Now we can hear the G without playing it, because the low C made the string vibrate as its overtone. Did you hear it? The fifth is very easy to find on the piano. You can play it even with your eyes closed. Just lay your hand on the keys. If your right thumb is on the C, your little finger will be ready to play the G, the perfect fifth, and so on. These are all the perfect fifths. Ui! This doesn't sound perfect. Indeed, B, F is not a perfect fifth, but diminished. This is also a tritone again, the devil's interval. The sixth I call the big sister of the third. They both sound lovely, and the sixth as well as the third is often used in duets, like here. These were all the sixth used in this piece. As the third, the sixth can be major and minor, what gives them a certain character. Major sixth sounds cheerful. Yeah. And the minor sixth said mournful, like here. Yeah, this was the minor sixth. Now we've learned to find a perfect fifth on the piano, C, G. If we move a semitone further, the next possible key, black or white, we'll get a minor sixth. If we move for the whole tone, we get the major sixth. Look, this is the minor, this is the major. Now please put the video on pause again and try to find all the sixths using only the white keys. If you have a keyboard on the piano or the piano, please play them and listen. Then think whether they are major or minor. If you don't have any sort of keyboard, just use the following picture and think of semi-step or whole step from the perfect fifth. Success! Let's see. I hope you have all the right answers. So this was the major sixth. D, B is also major. E, C is a minor. F, G is the major. G, E is the major. A, F is the minor. And B, G is a minor. The seventh sounds very different again. C, B is a dissonant. Can you imagine a back vocal singing Jingle Bells in seventh? Not very pleasant. Our ear demands a seventh to be resolved in a consonant, like this. Being a dissonant, the seventh cannot be perfect like the fifth or fourth or unison. So there are also major seventh and minor seventh. C, B is a major seven and D, C is a minor. Can you hear the difference? The first one is much more unsettled, intense than the other. The easiest way to find a seventh on the piano, in my point of view, is to do it from an octave. An octave consists of a tone and it's repeating 8 notes higher. It is a perfect consonant. The two notes almost fuse. If we make semi-step from the octave back like this, we have a major 7. If we make the whole step back like this, we have a minor 7th. Now please put this video once more on pause and find all the other white keys 7th. Think whether they are major or minor. Now let's see. If we use only the white keys, mostly we get the minor 7th. Now CB was the major, DC is minor, AD is minor, FA is major, minor, minor and minor. Summing up what we've learned today, we have to say that intervals are a very, very important tool to create and understand music. All the intervals can be divided in two groups: consonants, like unison, third, fourth, fifth, and octave, and dissonants, second, tritone, and seventh. And we hear difference between them due to the natural laws of acoustics. But please note, dissonants are not bad. Without them, our music would be very boring. We'll have more about intervals next time. In the meantime, practice. Find certain intervals on the keyboard, on your own instrument, in pieces that you are playing. Listen to them. Think, how do they sound like? How this sound defines the character of music. See you next time. Bye bye.